Let's just receive.
Yeah.
Receive. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you. All right, 6.2. Ryan East, Islanders Island, residential and marine and commercial opportunities. Interested in the interaction. So you have 10 minutes.
I will just try.
We'll just watch it from here.
Okay. You've done the required reading.
Yeah.
Just two issues. This community is at its last thread. For 20 years, they've been under this gun, and the past two council meetings has shown that council does not understand the issue. There are three communities in this town: urban, rural, and island. But actually, what's written here, I can just repeat again. We have a problem with representative governance, and you don't understand the concept of mainland access, i.e. a landing. Now that's fine, I understand. And I've been here 20 years watching council. I've been involved with council since 2005 on many issues. And in fact, Heck Levine, the mayor, was my across the street neighbor. We talked a lot, which was, how we got a lot of stuff done and why he volunteered me for so many things. But anyway, I didn't realize how dysfunctional council was until 2022. And I'm sorry that I say this. You guys are aware of this. I hear it in the council meetings every so often. There's a little spark, an inkling, something's not right. As I said once about the budget, you're administrators, but you're not leaders. And that's a systemic problem because you're good people, well-meaning, but the system brings in just normal people without training, without superior mentorship, no adult supervision as it is, and you can get your advice from below from the professional staff, but they must follow your orders. So it's hard to teach you from the bottom up. And if you learn the job from the guys before you, and the guys before you been making a lot of problems, well, what level of competence do you have? Now, don't get me wrong, you've been improving. I've seen the improvement. And every single person on this council, in fact, are the people that I assess as needed to be elected to this council in the last meeting. And I got out the island vote to get you on council. But still, I had also recommended that there be training. And in our ad hoc budget committee, we discussed these problems that I've seen over the years. I mean, the mainland access thing is just a symptom of the problem. Your well-meaning, part-time, amateur volunteers without a logical evaluative process and training in such things as leadership, team building, and you certainly don't understand the concept of strategy and plan. Not your fault, you haven't been trained. I mean, you bring talents with you, but they're not the talents we need in the strategic planning and looking forward. Day-to-day operations, yes, you don't have the ability. I'm sorry, I'm going. These are things that are already addressed in the ad hoc budget committee from here. What I had you read yesterday, this last week, and I shopped it around to the island community again because this was from January of 2024 when they were starting to panic because 2006, we had an agreement in place. We reached into our pockets, and for the good of all of Callander, we created the marina plan because what is necessary. I mean, we could have just said your overnight mooring bylaw is unlawful, which it is, and it would have been done, but that would have been just for the islanders. And the thing was, as a persecuted minority, which you've read in here, you try not to piss off the big white people. Just Because they'll say, oh, see, they want special treatment. Let's give you an anecdote. Somebody said, well, in May of 2004, after this came out, they obviously didn't read it. Council said that we were wanting special treatment. I would put it to you that the mainlanders are getting special treatment. So to be equitable, let's cut off all roads in and out of the municipality of Callan, okay? Everybody pays for transportation, that's fine. Well, we're going to give you an ATV track to link up with other municipal roads, provincial highways, the entire country's transportation network. That's land, sea, air, rail. We'll give you an ATV track to come out and in, but you can't use it when the weather is bad, and we're going to shut it at certain times of the night. That's fine. And we're also going to deny you emergency services. No ambulance. If you have a casualty, you got to get that casualty out of the town to a place that an ambulance can come. If you have a fire, well, as the fire chief has said for the islands, we'll let it burn to the water's edge. It'll burn it up. Unless you go for the Wildfires Act, which means you can call in a provincial bomber, but you're on the hook to pay for it. Okay, and of course, police, well, however police can get there, if they have a helicopter, fine, or however, maybe an ATV. Okay, and we're done. The public is paying for this ATV track. Okay, that's fine. Oh, but wait, if you really need to get a car or something out, something safer that can go on other roads, you can talk to somebody who has their private property contiguous to the highway. Make a deal with him. Now, he doesn't have to give you access year to year. He can charge you anything he wants. He can restrict you. And of course, none of this could actually happen. But let's say it can. And so the people in the municipality get together, we need something more than that. Actually, we're paying taxes for a road going up. You're just giving us an ATV track. Okay. What if a regular road is nice, but you know what? We want a full service station, 4-lane access and ingress, because that's what really suits our needs. So why don't we do that? Everybody in town is going to be great about it. We don't mind paying the extra money for it. Let's get that up. And you say, yeah, that's a great idea. We're going to do it. We've made a strategy for it. Here's the strategic objectives to make this happen. And then we get funding for it from the feds. And then we spend it on something else. And I said, in fact, we spent it on something that prevents us from making that service station and access. And then we get together and say, oh, you know what? That wasn't in the plan. Why did you do that? Oh, don't worry. We're waiting for additional funding. Okay, we trust you. And after the years go by, 10 years go by, you say, oh, geez, we're going to have to do something on our own because nothing's happening. There's no funding coming. And just as you're starting to do that, and the plan is, we're going to have to sue the town for the taxes collected for that roadway that was closed off. And they'll get it because of all the laws that are in place. But they want that service station. But if they go for the lawsuit, they get a road and they get a lot of money, or they get a lot of money, and we don't get what we really want, which was that full service station that everybody in the town could use. Fine. So we waiting for funding, and we're starting to make alternate plans, which are going to alienate us with the rest of the community, because we're going to have to take money out of the coffers and pay lawyers, take money out of our public coffers, township coffers, that we will lose. And for costs, lawyers are not cheap. And then you get two different sets of community. Oh, geez, see, I told you those guys are bad people because they took money out of our coffers that could have been sunk in our infrastructure. Okay, so you talk to some guy who says, yeah, I'll let you go across my property, maybe, but you're never sure from year to year if you'll actually have access to your property or the national transportation network. That's what happened here. Now, of course, okay, I'm done, all right. Okay, I can stop. But just to close off this anecdote, that can't happen. 1860 onwards, the Lands Act, all these things, how every one of you on the mainland has a public road to your residence. That public road joins you to the entirety of the national transportation network. That's pretty equitable, except for us, because you've closed the landing. The Navigable Waters Act says you cannot close that landing, even though it was transferred to the town in 1999. It was a condition in law when all the subdivision agreements were made. When these people signed up and said, oh, we are responsible for our own emergency evacuation, anytime, day or night, any kind of weather. If little Timmy cuts his arm off, we got to get across to the mainland. That means we got to get to sheltered waters, a transloading point. We have to get to a harbor. We have to get to a landing. And a landing has been part of our road network since the beginning of calendar. It's part of our public works. In 1999, we forgot about that because it had been taken over by the feds from World War II onwards. When they downloaded it back to us, in the act, they said, you can't change it from being a landing, but it's your responsibility now. It was just a cost-cutting measure. Okay, I'll stop now, and you can ask me questions, because what's important? Oh, no, wait, I will give you this one postscript. I recommend, if you look at the reading that I gave you, recommendation 17D, clearly reestablish within the official plan that the landing is part of the roads network and that the municipality will maintain safe public access to the navigable waterways. That was given to you in January of 2024, when we realized after 20 years, you had rescinded our agreement, you had ignored the mandate from the people of Calendar, you ignored the strategic strategy, or sorry, the downtown strategy, which was codified when you took over complete control over the municipal marina, which was a benefit to everybody based on the success, the proven success of Put in Bay, Ohio. Okay,
I'm gonna pause you right there, because I think we're gonna have some questions.
Please,
So
it's better. I mean, when I was trying to make this deputation, I saw myself in the monitor and I was just ranting, I mean, just getting me going. That's why I gave you pre-reading.
yes. So let the delegation by Brian East regarding Calendar's marine community be received. Moved and seconded. So Smith. Comments or questions? Back to Mr. East. Excuse me.
I want to thank you for your passion, because we've seen it for years and years. And I guess if, in the most simplest of terms, are you still looking for another marina? You want the township to build you, and just make the answer short, but
Okay,
I do appreciate.
do I want a
your
marina?
passion.
Yes, anybody who's a mariner wants a marina. A landing is something that we've always had. It's like street parking.
Yes,
In any transportation network, when you go between two environments, there's a facility between them to join. Whether it's road and rail, you have a station. Whether it's air, you drive in, you fly up, you fly in, you drive up. And here, Calendar was based on a landing established by George Morrison and Thomas Darling. Darling had one at Wassy. We had one here at Lansdowne.
okay,
And that's always better because there's liability, there's security, there's all kinds of services. We always want a marina. A landing is just parking space available. If somebody keys your car, well, I'm sorry, but you parked on the street.
yeah,
But that's what we pay for. We've been paying $100,000 a year specifically for that. If you want to ask a question of how I came up with that figure, I'm all for it. And you'll be collecting that much money specifically for a landing, which you deny their use. Now, right now, it's not a problem. But as soon as little Timmy cuts off his arm and no one can get there, that's the problem. Because we have to self-evacuate. We're not talking about day boats. We're not talking about the sort of thing you launch off of a rent. You're talking about deep draft boats that can navigate in any kind of weather, day or night. Deep draft requires a mooring of some sort, not a rent. Just like that ATV trip.
Councilman Mark?
Thank you, Chair. Again, thank you for your passion, and we'll see the recommendations and can try and move them forward.
I hope so, because these guys have been waiting in good faith for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I've given you a timeline where I color coded where the community, 56 families, plus our commercial marine traffic, don't forget, it's still out there. I mean, that waterway is by law and federal act a highway. It's not a parkland, it's not a recreational facility. It can be used like that. And there are many legislations about how to use it for recreation, but it is first, foremost, and always a federal highway. And you have a responsibility to link that highway to our roads with the land. And here's the thing. In the timeline that I sent to you, you see we get red. I mean, we did trust Mayor Noon, or not Mayor Noon, Heck Levine. He, I know, was acting in good faith. He was searching for additional money because he was witnessed in various social events, shopping around our original 2007 drawings. And here's the important part about that marina. It's publicly controlled. That is the key. Publicly controlled, privately operated, so you don't even have to get your hands dirty or worry about it. You just collect the money. But publicly controlled, because that's the whole crux of our settlement area. In the Lands Act, no individual or corporate entity could prevent you from going to your residential lot.
I think that's a great spot to
Okay, so
end that, because that's a good point, that no one should be able to prevent you from going to your lot.
it's just fair,
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
the mainlanders.
Yeah, and I know that I do think it's important to, especially what you started with, that there are 3 communities within Callender, and obviously this is my first term here, but it was nice to begin that dialogue that we had in that meeting with the mayor and our SMD.
Yeah, that was a year and a half ago.
Yeah, and I know that there are things moving, and hopefully we can
You
get
know
to
what?
some.
We don't know if things are moving. You're not telling the islanders. And they're the people who said, we gotta do something, obviously you're not doing anything about it. We're gonna have to do something about it. And even one of the counselors here, not here today, recommended that we do take it to court. Which is dumb, because that just means we throw away money that could have been used for the greater good of all of Callender, rather than just this tiny section.
Yeah, it's better to work
that
together.
works.
Yeah, always better to work together than to go.
This is how the islands have always been, but 1 month after you received this note, when you got it in April, in May, council characterized the islanders as wanting special treatment. Again, the othering that they have, because this was a group that had been persecuted in the mid-90s, and again, with a disinformation campaign in 2005, 2006, which we addressed. But we are always sensitive that these preconceived notions, and again, this is part of the problem of councils, is that you don't have the training in critical thinking. I know that sounds offensive, but really, it's hard work, and your natural tendencies are the way I see things, I mirror image onto everybody else.
Well, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Yep.
But I would like to end it on the fact that I know myself and those of us that were at that meeting hope that we can start a new.
This was a year and a half ago. Have you done anything here? Is this news to the people on council? This should not have been news. You would have read it in April, and in May, we were called, we were called those things.
Let's end it.
Which means.
Let's end it on the positive of.
I would like to end it on one more recommendation.
Do we have?
It was in here
It's
already.
in here.
It's already in here.
I think we should,
Make us me, the subject matter expert on each community.
yes, that was mentioned in that.
Okay,
So, all right, we're gonna have to,
get out of here.
gonna have to
No
move
problem.
on. Thank you so much. Let the delegation by Brian East regarding the calendars for Meridian community be received. Then seconded. Every. Yep. All right,